All right, let's break this down. Project 2025 isn't a policy plan. It is a full-blown blueprint for an authoritarian coup. Nothing in this is about making America great again. This is about installing a billionaire-backed, white, Christian nationalist dictatorship where dissent is crushed, elections are meaningless, and power is concentrated in the hands of a few corrupt elites. And I'm going to show you exactly who's behind it. First, let's start with Dumpy. Dumpy doesn't care about governing. He doesn't want to do the job. He ran to stay out of prison. And now that he's in the White House, he just wants total power. And Project 2025 hand delivers it to him, gift wrapped with a bow. If this plan succeeds, Dumpy gets full immunity from prosecution, as SCOTUS has already told him he has, unilateral power of a dictator over the government. Because he's so transactional, he has already begun to sell out America. This gives him the green light to continue doing so to whomever is the highest bidder. And if he gets the chance, he's already fantasized about conquering other countries. He wants to conquer countries for his own gain so that he can build his shitty oceanfront properties and make more money. Palestine, Greenland, Canada, you name it. The man wants to be an emperor. Now let's talk about the Heritage Foundation. The Heritage Foundation backs all the way to the Reagan years, and just like trickle-down economics, it refuses to die. The white Christian nationalists at the Heritage Foundation are the brains and the brawn of this operation. Dumpy doesn't want to do any work, he just wants the power. Newsflash, he doesn't give a shit about what happens to America, he only cares about himself. I actually think he was honest when he said he hasn't read Project 2025. Because he doesn't care what the details are. He just wanted to get into office. And now that he's there, he owes them. So he's now installing all of those white Christian nationalists into their posts. This is an attack on life as we know it. Total erasure of the LGBTQ plus community, Christian theology mandated in schools, national abortion ban, women not only losing their right to reproductive care, but also to vote. They see a world where the white man rules. Everyone else has zero rights. And that culminates in women, people of color, and any other marginalized community completely eliminated from government and any leadership positions. Now let's talk about Vladdy. Project 2025 is Vladdy's dream scenario. If you've watched my previous videos or any of the documentaries that I've recommended, you'll know that Vladdy set his sights on Dumpy way back in the late 80s. And because he's gotten him in the White House not once, but twice, and by the way, kept his ass out of prison, Dumpy owes him. So now that Dumpy's in office, he's carrying out all of Vladdy's orders. Close the door to Ukraine's NATO membership. Check. Call Zelensky a dictator and blame the war that Putin started in their country on him. Check. Ease all of our sanctions on Russia. Check. Eliminate USAID. Check. And once complete, the US becomes a weak, corrupt, authoritarian state, just like Russia. And newsflash, they're already well on their way. Putin gets the US withdrawing from NATO, a green light to conquer Ukraine and beyond, Dumpy and Alonia handing US secrets over on a silver platter, and gets him closer to global control of energy and military conflicts, because with the US out of the way, who's going to stop him? Now let's talk about Alonia. He's already turned Twitter into a fascist playground. Imagine what he's going to do to the United States. Since Dumpy's inauguration 31 days ago, Alonia's already committed several crimes, put the US at grave risk, exposed US intelligence, and leaked American citizens' private information. It's only been 31 days. Project 2025 has already allowed Alonia to go in and purge lifetime civil servants, removing any oversight of his corruption. This has given him unfiltered access to our data and national security secrets. Not to mention, it's provided great air cover for him to redirect all of our government contracts to his companies. Under Project 2025, Starlink will become the backbone of our U.S. government communication systems, giving him the power to monitor, throttle, or completely cut off access for political control. Think of it this way: Palantir, Tesla AI, and Neuralink, the most advanced surveillance system ever built. And dissenters, journalists, and opposition leaders will be flagged and tracked in real time. Environmental, labor, and antitrust laws? Gone. at least for him. He's already exempting himself from the very same regulations that apply to everyone else. And just think when he can use his robots for autonomous AI military projects. Full-scale defense contracts for Alonia will automatically be greenlit. What could go wrong? The neo-Nazi cesspool that used to be Twitter will now be the government's official communication channel. SpaceX will replace NASA so that Alonia will control everything from satellite security to interplanetary expansion. And Dumpy can now give him defense funding to build the first privatized military-industrial empire in human history. Bottom line, under Project 2025, Alonia becomes untouchable. He's not just building companies and promoting hate speech. He's engineering an evil corporate empire that will control everything from government to communications to surveillance and war. And once he's in power, there's no taking it back. He becomes a direct asset for Vladdy's global strategy. He's already removed thousands of civil servants, while Dumpy replaces them with MAGA loyalists. Alonia's been meeting with Vladdy since 2021. There's also strong evidence to prove that he colluded with Dumpy and Vladdy and leveraged Starlink to ensure Dumpy got into office. Russia doesn't need spies anymore. They have a direct line into Alonia for US technology and infrastructure. Last, but certainly not least, let's talk about Gasteel and Dorcas. Yesterday I made a video on Gasteel. Dorcas will also get his own video. Stay tuned. Gasteel and Dorcas are co-founders of Palantir. You know, that surveillance company that they created that they want to use to spy on you 24/7 in their techno-fascist wet dream. Gasteel and Dorcas are the puppet masters behind the Dark Enlightenment movement. Dark Enlightenment is a Silicon Valley authoritarian cult disguised as innovation, cooked up by basement-dwelling incels like Dorcas and bankrolled by billionaires like Gasteel. Now that Gasteel has his two puppets, Diet Mountain Douche and Alonia, firmly planted inside the system with zero oversight from Dumpy or the doormat that is Congress, his techno-fascist fever dream is on the fast track. See, these power-hungry sociopaths believe that democracy is a failed experiment and that the world should be ruled by unelected broligarchs like them. In this world, elections are a joke, surveillance crushes dissent, and the elite get to decide who gets rights and who doesn't. Not to mention the fact that they want to completely eliminate our government, aside from Dumpy, of course, and put all of our governmental decisions in the hands of an AI of their creation. It is the ultimate revenge of the nerds. If Project 2025 succeeds, we are no more than pawns in their techno-fascist dystopian empire. Did you know that there's a website that tracks the progress of Project 2025? And we're 35% of the way there. So let's review what happens if they win. Elections, gone. Government, privatized. You'll vote, but it won't matter. Just like in Russia, they'll have their pre-selected puppets. The broligarchs will own all of the agencies that are supposed to be regulating them. Laws, Christian nationalists rule. Gay marriage, gone. Interracial marriage, erased. Abortion, illegal. As for the arts, they will be defunded, censored, and weaponized into soulless white Christian nationalist propaganda. And the FCC is coming after free speech. People like me speaking out will be prosecuted. You monitored 24/7. Because so many companies and the US government are using Starlink, Elon's going to let them view all of our data. Palantir will be the eyes in the sky. And all of the apps that we use for facial recognition will now be submitted to the government. So what do we do now? Number 1, expose Project 2025. Share this video and educate yourself so you can educate others. Follow and share responsible progressive media outlets. And speak out. It blows my mind that 90% of this country is operating like nothing is happening. This is not business as usual. So lock the fuck in. Number 2, destroy their surveillance network. Publicly call out and boycott all of their companies. Here's the thing. They don't just want power. They want to watch, track, and control everything you do. The Techno-Fascist Syndicate is building an AI-driven surveillance state. And guess what? Most of us are giving them free data every single day. And think twice about giving money to any company that funds this bullshit. Blast them publicly. Change your privacy settings. There are plenty of videos on how to do that. Ditch Google and Facebook. Use privacy-focused browsers like Brave, Firefox, or DuckDuckGo. Turn off ad tracking. Stop handing your location and habits over to the billionaires who want to control you. Get a VPN. Encrypt your data and make it harder for them to profile you. And limit what you share. The less they have, the less they can use it against you. Every bit of data that they collect strengthens their grip. So let's cut them off, expose their plans, and make their surveillance state collapse before it's fully built. Number 3, protest with your wallet to starve Project 2025. Here's the thing, if we are ever able to vote again, it is not enough. We have to hit them where it actually hurts, their wallets. Every dollar you spend is a vote, and right now, you are voting for your own oppression. Boycott every company backing Project 2025 and the GOP. These corporations are bankrolling the rise of fascism, the destruction of our civil rights, and the death of our democracy. Shift your spending to progressive companies. Support businesses that keep their DEI programs, support fair wages, protect their workers, and don't donate to politicians hell-bent on turning America into an oligarchy. Cut off the broligarchs that are fueling authoritarianism. They want our labor, our money, and our silence. So let's take the first 2 away and make a whole lot of noise. These clowns are invested in PayPal, Venmo. If you can't get it at Costco, you don't need it. Number 4, download the 5 Calls app and call your representatives every day. Number 5, register at generalstrikeus.com. If and when they come after social media, this may be the only way that you have to tap into our community. Number 6, sign up at nosmallact.com. This is a nationwide movement where we are creating change at the county level. Go and please register to be your county representative if you can. So if you're cool with living in a corporate-run, white Christian nationalist theocracy where billionaires track your every move, elections are just for show, and speaking out gets you imprisoned, then hey, sit back, relax, and enjoy the fall of our democracy. But if that doesn't quite sound like your vibe, it's time to wake up, raise hell, and make sure Project 2025 crashes and burns before it takes us all down with it. Your move.